Hello and welcome once again to my video tutorial youtoocansew. I am Choma also. Today I'm going to be showing you how to cut and possibly stitch a princess cut blouse with yoke. So a yoke is a shaped pattern piece that forms part of a garment, so you can use it when making your dresses or your tops or whatever you're making. A yoke is usually attached between the neck and the shoulder, but it can also be around the hip area to hold any loose parts of a garment. So today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this. It's just like what I'm wearing here. This is on a straight cut. There are different variations. It could be a sweetheart cut. It could be a curved. It could be curved. So it could be anything, or it could be any way you want it to be. So today we're going to go into how to cut and how to stitch a princess blouse with yoke. I also want to say that Marachi Ibauchi was the one that suggested this tutorial, so I decided to do this. You can also send your suggestions. Like we said, we're going to be having the mail Fridays every Friday, so you can send in your questions. I'll respond to you on Friday. A video will be out to respond to whatever questions that you have as much as I can. Thank you very much. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe, like, and share the video. And if you're ready, let's begin. Okay, so you need to fold your fabric. Okay, so you fold your fabric. Make sure that your fabric is properly folded. So we're going to be using your bust measurement as the largest measurement. I'm using 38 for my bust, and I divided it by 4. I got 9.5 when I divided it by 4. So I've cross-checked to find out if I have enough fabric folded, because I have to have enough, since the bust measurement is the largest part of the upper body. So the bust measurement is what we're going to be using to find out the quantity of fabric we need. After dividing my bust measurement by 4, I got 9.5. So I'm adding 2 inches for seam allowance, which will give me 11.5. So now I'll check for my neckline marking. My neckline is 3 inches. That's the standard for an average woman, and then 8 inches for shoulder. Then I'm going to come down 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I will just connect from the neckline down. Then I'm going to go down to mark my armhole, which is 8 inches. Then I'm going to draw a straight line. Okay, so next, I'm also going to draw a straight line to connect it from the shoulder. So next, I'm going to put my bust point, and then my under bust measurement, and then my waistline measurement, which is 16 inches. I've added ½ inches for allowance, for sewing allowance or seam allowance. And I'm going to draw a straight line then. Next, I'm going to mark the length of the blouse, which is 26 inches. It's actually 25 inches, but I added 1 inch for the hemming allowance. So I'm marking 26 inches. Then I would connect it to straight line. Next, I'm going to put my bust separation measurements, which is 4 inches for me. Some people call that measurement bust to bust measurement. I'm just going to draw a straight line. You can draw the straight line all the way down. Next, I'm going to divide my armhole into half, which is 4 inches, and I'm going to connect it to the bust point. On the measurement, the under bust, I'm going to mark 2 inches on the left, and I'm going to 1 inch on the right. And I'm going to connect it to the bust point. So I extended the line, that's the bust separation measurement, to the hem. So next I'm going to connect all the way from the under bust to the hem. And I'm going to mark 1/2 inch on both sides in the armhole, and I'll connect it also to the bust point. Next, I'm going to increase the other side by 1 inch. And I'm going to give it a curve. So I'm just going to give the bust point, the bust area a curve so that it's not sharp. I'm just going to give it a curve. Next thing to do is to cross-check the waist measurement. I'm going to be adding 2 inches to make it 10, and I'm going to also make sure that I add 3 inches that I've removed already to make it about 13 inches. So I'm going to connect from the bust to the waist and then to the hip or the hem of the blouse. Next, I'm going to give the base a slight curve. This is totally optional. I just want mine to have a curve. You can give it a curve if you like. Then I'm going to cut out. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we have. And this is the other side. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and stitch it together. After the stitching, I'm going to cut out the neckline to make it easier for you to understand. Okay, so I'm done stitching. So this is what it looks like. You see, you can actually see the bust pocket. You know, I didn't add interfacing to this because for time's sake, but please, you can add interfacing and to make the bust come out, you know, even better. So you can add interfacing. There are different types of interfacing that you can use. We have lightweight, we have medium weight, you know, it just all depends on you. So I've stitched it already together and you can see how it's looking. So I'm going to show you how to cut out the pattern for the yoke. I've marked 3 inches for the depth of our neckline, and I've marked about 8 inches also for the yoke. So I'm marking about 4 inches wide. I'm going to use a curved ruler to connect it. So about 4 inches wide and about 3 inches deep, or 3.5 inches deep. So I'm just going to get in a very good curve. Next, I've already marked, how low I want my yoke to come. And then I'm measuring from the point where the armhole, where I did the armhole marking, from half, of the armhole measurement. So I'm going to connect it to the 8 inches with a curve. So I'm doing like a sweetheart kind of neckline for the yoke. So now I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so that's the pattern I have for the yoke. So I'm going to be using this yellow cord lace for the yoke. So I'm just going to fold it into 2, and I'll place the pattern on the lace. Make sure it's properly folded and try to avoid waste as much as you can. So now I'm going to hold it down with pins. I'm going to mark half an inch extra, because for allowance. I marked half an inch for seam allowance, because when you do the joining, if you do not add seam allowance, it will not be accurate. Your measurement will not be accurate. So I just added half an inch. So I'm going to cut it out. So next I'm going to take out the pins. You can see what I have there. Okay, so I'm going to attach this to this. So I'm going to start pinning, but I'm going to pin the middle first in order not to have any problems, because if you don't do this, especially with a sweetheart kind of neckline, you might have issues, with the with it staying properly well or aligning well. So it's better to pin from the middle first and pin every other thing together. This is what it looks like after attaching it to the other part of the blouse. This is the outcome. So if you don't know how to do this, I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for watching my video. Keep your questions coming in and have a very nice day. Bye-bye.